Most people believe they are free. Most people believe their emotions are real, that their grief is authentic, that their love means something. But what if none of it is? What if the rituals of human feeling are just performances we have learned, scripts we follow because we are terrified of what happens when we stop? Albert Camus wrote a novel about a man who stopped performing. His name is Massault. He kills a man. But that is not what the book is really about. The book is about what happens when a person refuses to lie, not just to others, but to himself, and what society does to him for that crime. This is The Stranger, and the question it asks is not whether Massault is guilty. The question is whether any of us are innocent. The novel opens with one of the most famous lines in 20th century literature. Mother died today, or maybe yesterday. I can't be sure. Not, I am devastated. Not, I miss her. Just a fact. The tone is flat. The prose is stripped of emotion. Readers have been disturbed by this ever since. Massault attends his mother's funeral. He does not cry. He smokes a cigarette. He drinks coffee. The next day, he goes to the beach, starts a casual affair, and watches a comedy film. None of this is done out of malice. He simply does not feel the things society expects him to feel. Massault is not a monster. He is honest to the point of social suicide. He refuses to pretend to emotions he does not have. He will not perform grief. He will not perform love. He will not perform guilt. And in a society built on performance, this makes him a stranger. The central event of the novel is a murder. Massault shoots a man on a beach. But here is the uncomfortable truth. There is no motive in the traditional sense. He does not kill out of hatred. He does not kill out of greed. He kills because the sun is in his eyes, because the heat is unbearable, because the light glinting off the knife is blinding. The trigger is pulled. Massault fires once, then 4 more times, into a body that is already dead. Camus forces us to confront something unsettling. Actions do not always have deep psychological explanations. Sometimes things just happen. The universe does not provide a narrative. It provides heat and light in a body. The rest is our desperate attempt to impose meaning where none exists. This is the heart of absurdism. The world is not malevolent. It simply is. And we are creatures who cannot stop asking why, even when there is no answer. The second half of the novel is the trial. Massault is not tried for murder. Not really. He is tried for not crying at his mother's funeral. The prosecutor dwells on this obsessively. Did he show grief? Did he love his mother? Why did he go to a comedy film the next day? The murder becomes secondary. The real crime is that Massault refused to perform the emotional rituals that society demands. He did not play the game. And for this, he must be destroyed. Camus shows us something profound about human society. We do not simply punish actions. We punish authenticity that makes us uncomfortable. We demand that people perform the correct emotions at the correct times. Grief at funerals, remorse in court, love in relationships. When someone refuses, not out of defiance, but out of simple honesty, we find this more threatening than violence. Massault's honesty exposes the lie we all live. His authenticity reveals our performance. And nothing terrifies a society of performers more than a man who refuses to act. Absurdism is not nihilism. Nihilism says nothing matters, therefore nothing is worth doing. Camus rejected this completely. He believed the recognition of meaninglessness is not an end, it is a beginning. The absurd is born from a collision, the human need for meaning versus a universe that offers none. The absurd is the tension between these forces. It is not a problem to be solved. It is a condition to be lived. Camus asks us to imagine Sisyphus, condemned to roll a boulder up a hill forever, only to watch it roll back down. Sisyphus has every reason to despair. But Camus concludes we must imagine Sisyphus happy, because he accepts his fate fully. He stops hoping for a different reality. And in that acceptance, he becomes free. This separates absurdism from nihilism and existentialism. The nihilist despairs. The existentialist tries to create meaning. The absurdist says, the search itself is the only honest response. Live the contradiction. Do not resolve it. The tension is the truth. If life is absurd, death is the ultimate absurdity. The one certainty in a universe of uncertainties. Yet we spend our lives pretending it will not happen. Massault, awaiting execution, reaches clarity. Death equalizes everything. The only thing real to him is the physical world. The warmth of the sun, the taste of salt water, the body of a woman. These sensory experiences, not emotions or beliefs, constitute a life. Everything else is abstraction. And abstractions are what most people waste their lives chasing. This is not hedonism. It is presence. To feel the world as it actually is. To stop asking what things mean and start noticing what things are. The stranger also disturbs us about love. Massault's girlfriend asks if he loves her. He answers honestly. It does not mean anything, but he probably does not. She asks him to marry her. He says sure, if that is what she wants. When she asks if he would say the same to any other woman, he says yes. Much of what we call love is convenience. Proximity. Habit. We dress it in poetry because the alternative is too painful. Camus is not saying love does not exist. He is saying most people have never examined what they mean by the word. If you strip away performance from your relationships, what is left? For most people, the answer is terrifying. But that terror is where honesty begins. So what do? If life is absurd, if death is inevitable, if our emotions are performances, how should we live? Camus gives an answer. Live without appeal. Do not ask the universe for meaning, because it will not answer. Do not wait for a sign. Do not hope things make sense. They do not. Accept this fully, not with despair, but with clarity, and then live anyway. Massault discovers this in his final moments. Facing execution, he opens himself to what he calls the tender indifference of the world. He realizes he has been happy, not because his life had meaning, but because he lived it without lying. The final lines, Massault hopes a large crowd greets his execution with cries of hatred. He wants their hatred, because it would confirm he lived authentically, that he never bent, that he was free. The Stranger is not a book about murder. It is about the cost of honesty. Camus strips away the stories we tell about meaning, love, grief, justice. A man who does not cry at his mother's funeral. A society that punishes authenticity more harshly than violence. A universe that offers no answers. And one question, are you living your life or performing it? Most of what you believe about yourself is a story. Most of what you call meaning is a construct. Most of what you call love is a script. The only way out is to stop pretending the script was ever real. That is not despair. That is freedom. And if that makes you a stranger, perhaps being a stranger is the most honest thing you can be.